Hi guys and welcome back to another video. Now today what I'm going to be bringing you is a little bit of a comparison between Abo Eisa and Charles Vernam. Now if you do go on to enjoy today's video, a like as always will be massively appreciated. If you could try and hit 60 likes on today's video, that'd be absolutely class. Subscribe if you are new as well. We are now on the road to 6,000 subscribers. The support on the channel once again has been absolutely incredible over the past couple of weeks, so thank you very much for that. I do really appreciate it, so make sure you are subscribed with that post notification bell on. Drop a comment in as well down in the comment section down below. Do you think Abo Eisa could potentially be the man to replace Charles Vernam? Now at the time of recording, on the 15th of June at 3 minutes to 2 is when I am speaking these words to you. Charles Vernam is yet to officially be confirmed as a Bradford City player for next season, or he could potentially be moving on to maybe a Lincoln or some of the other clubs that he has been linked with recently. But if Vernam does move on, then is Abo Eisa the man to replace him going into next season? Make sure you drop a like on today's video, subscribe if you are new as well, and let's get into it. So if we start off then with when both players signed for Bradford City. Charles Vernam joined on deadline day in January 2021 for an undisclosed fee from Burton Albion. I think he joined them on a free transfer after leaving Grimsby. Burton were obviously the step above, but it was that time where Burton were rock bottom, looked pretty much destined for relegation. Vernam couldn't really get a game. He joined us on deadline day and we all thought it was an absolutely fantastic signing. Abo Eisa then joined on a free transfer from Scunthorpe just a couple of months later. He was Derek Adams' second ever signing, but obviously with the season just gone by, Eisa could hardly get a game, to be honest with you, because he had two major injuries in competitive matches. He only managed 4 games last season, starting one of them, and in that game where he started, he came off after about 40 minutes with another hamstring injury. That was his second of the 2 hamstring injuries, and we only saw him on the final game of the season at home to Carlisle, where he came on for, I don't know, maybe 15-20 minutes, something like that. I can't remember who he came on for, maybe Jamie Walker or Charles Vernam, I can't quite remember. But in total, Abo Eisa last season, he played 4 matches, starting 1, averaging at 25 minutes per game. He averaged 0.8 shots per game. I mean, you can't really judge on his stats from the season just gone by because he hardly played, to be honest with you. So in terms of Abo Eisa's statistics, we're going to be comparing him from the 20/21 season when he was at an absolutely awful Scunthorpe side. Pretty much, if it wasn't for Abo Eisa during that season, Scunthorpe would have been playing National League football the season before they actually were. In terms of Charles Vernam, though, in the season just gone by, you probably heard some of these statistics in the videos just gone by because I've compared him to players like Emmanuel Osadibe and stuff like that in videos just gone by. But for those who haven't watched the previous couple of videos, Charles Vernam played 28 matches in total last season, starting 19 of those, averaging 67 minutes per game. He had 3 inclusions in the team of the week, scoring 8 goals and got 4 assists, so 12 goal contributions in only 28 games. In only 19 starts, that is very impressive. He averaged a goal every 233 minutes, averaging 0.3 goals per game. Did also average 2.5 shots per game with 0.9 shots on target per game. He only missed 2 big chances as well throughout the whole season. He averaged 33 touches per 90 with 4 big chances created and 1.1 key passes with a 77% passing accuracy. If we compare that to Abo Eisa though, in that 20/21 campaign when he was at Scunthorpe United, he played 39 matches, starting 28. So Eisa actually started the same amount of matches as Vernam played in total. So in that season, in that comparison, you could say Eisa was probably less injury prone, but obviously we're comparing it to different times. Eisa had 2 major injuries in the season just gone by. By the looks of things, it was more Derek Adams' training regime, because the amount of injuries we had under him compared to the amount of injuries we had under Mark Hughes, it's night and day, to be honest with you. We've had pretty much, I don't know, maybe 2-3 injuries under Mark Hughes, and even them injuries have been 1 or 2 weeks long. We've not had a long-term injury yet under Mark Hughes. Touch wood, that doesn't happen. But Eisa averaged 72 minutes per 90, featuring on the team of the week in 3 occasions. He scored 9 goals with 3 assists, so 1 more goal but 1 less assist. So you could maybe argue that he's a little bit more of a selfish player, but they're very similar stats, so you can't really look too much into that. He averaged a goal every 311 minutes, so Vernam has the better goals per minute ratio. He averaged 0.2 goals per game with 1.4 shots per game and 0.5 shots on target per game. So Eisa averages less shots and also less shots on target per game. He averaged 30.4 touches per 90, so a little bit less than Charles Vernam. He created 5 big chances with 0.6 key passes, so Vernam definitely has more key passes, definitely the better in terms of creating chances, and Eisa also had a 72% passing accuracy. The defensive stats don't really matter all too much, but Eisa had 0.6 interceptions interceptions per game, 0.7 tackles per game, 0.3 possession wins per game, 0.2 dribble pass per game, and 0.2 clearances per game. Compared to Charles Vernam, though, in the season just gone by, he had 0.4 interceptions per game, 1.1 tackles per game, 0.3 possession wins per game, dribble pass 0.3 occasions per game, and 0.3 clearances per game as well. So you probably say they're very similar in terms of their defensive stats. Maybe Vernam puts in more tackles per game, but apart from that, that's really about it, to be honest with you. In terms of their dribbles per game, Charles Vernam averaged 0.7 dribbles per game last season, 42% of his being successful, whereas Abo Eisa averaged 1.2 dribbles per game in the 20/21 campaign, with 46% of his dribbles being successful. Now, in terms of both players, positives and negatives, I'd definitely say Eisa is probably the quicker of the two players. He seems to have more of an eye for goal. Vernam might take more shots, but I think Eisa is more accurate with his shots. I think Vernam's probably slightly stronger than him. I think Eisa does get pushed off the ball quite a lot, so he's not the greatest in the air. We've seen Vernam score a couple headers in the season just gone by as well, and Vernam I'd probably say he's a bit more of a poacher, but with Eisa, we only saw him play a handful of appearances. You can literally count on one hand how many games Eisa played in the league last season, so you can't look into it all too much, to be honest with you. But in pre-season, Eisa looked sharp. He was playing in a few different positions. He was playing at striker in some games as well. Scored a couple of goals in pre-season. The same with Charles Vernam as well. But in terms of the actual league campaign, it's night and day, because Eisa, he hardly played. He did have two really long-term, really bad hamstring injuries. So, do I think Abo Eisa is the right man to replace Charles Vernam? Now, fingers crossed, Vernam signs a new 3-year contract with the option of a 4th year. Realistically, I think if Vernam does sign the new deal, it'll either be on a massive wage increase, which I think would be deserved. I think if you make Charles Vernam the highest paid player at the club, I don't think anyone could complain all too much. Ryan Sparks said we'll be able to compete financially with any offer put on the table. So if he does go to a League One club, it's simply because he wants to test himself at that level. He might feel he is able to now, after a year and a half in League Two. The first 6 months when he was at the club under Truman and Sellers, I can't say I was really too impressed with Charles Vernam. He scored on his away and home debuts, but apart from that, didn't really do all too much and was quite underwhelming. But he was playing more of a right midfielder under Truman and Sellers, whereas under Derek Adams and Mike Hughes, he's definitely played as more of an inside forward coming in off that left-hand side. According to SofaScore, Abo Eisa only played as a left midfielder in that 20/21 campaign at Scunthorpe, but we all know he can play in striker and all that sort of stuff. But I don't think he'll play striker next season with that strikers we've already got. Andy Cook, Kian Harrett, Jake Young, Angley Angle, potentially another one coming in as well. I can't really see Eisa playing as a striker, but hopefully Vernam stays. If he doesn't, I think he would be a big loss, to be honest with you. Could Eisa be the man to replace him? Potentially, their statistics are very similar. If Eisa can stay fit for a full season, I definitely think he could do very well for us, but time will tell. Hopefully, Vernam stays. Hopefully, Eisa can stay fit. Just something a little bit different for today's video. I just did want to compare between the two of them, so if Vernam doesn't stay, I think we definitely do need a couple of wingers. Hopefully, we can get Dion Pereira back as well, but if Vernam doesn't stay, hopefully, Eisa is the man to take us forward on that left-hand side. If he does stay, we've got some very good competition in that left wing position for the both of them, but potentially maybe even Liangle could be played out on that left wing as well. We know we've seen him play quite a number of times there under Derek Adams. I don't think he played there at all under Mark Hughes, but it's something that he will definitely have to consider, especially with the amount of strikers that we have got. We usually do play a one striker formation, so I'm not too sure how he's going to fit all these attacking players into the squad. But anyway, that is where I'm going to leave it for today's video. If you have enjoyed, a like as always would be massively appreciated. If you could try and hit 60 likes, as I said at the start of today's video, that'd be absolutely class. Subscribe if you are new as well. We are now on the road to 6,000 subscribers, so make sure you are subscribed with that post notification bell on. Get your thoughts in as well down in the comment section down below. If Vernam doesn't stay, do you think Abo Eisa could be the man to replace him going into next season? Thank you for watching though. Have a great rest of your day, and I shall see you all tomorrow for another video. Peace.